Gonna sip my cup of tea.
My cup of
Good
tea.
afternoon, everyone. Andy's on the beer already. Madness. Yeah, today it's a strange time. I know Gaffas Gaff is normally on Tuesday. Unfortunately, I'm at work. I've only just finished work, actually. I'm still in my uniform and everything. So, and I'm losing my voice enough. So, the Gaffas Gaff will be today for 1 week only. It's a Saturday special, and we have got a great subject for you. We are going to be discussing how international teams would get on in their respective leagues. So we're going to be looking at where would Italy finish in Serie A, where would England finish in the Premier League, etc., etc., etc. So this is an interesting one, Andy.
It is.
I think we're going to start off quite simple. We're going to go to South America. Anybody who don't know where South America is, it's pretty much the opposite way to North America. There we go. Someone's gone. France would smash it. England top four. Just bear me. So we're going to go to South America first, and argue me if you will, but I believe that Brazil and Argentina would absolutely walk their leagues.
Yeah, I definitely think. I think because most of their players play a different class of football compared to their native leagues. Like you look at it, you look at Messi, you look at, and all their players are playing in Europe pretty much. So it's a better class of football. Nothing against them leagues, but they're not the leagues that you hear about very often, are they? To be fair, and you don't put them in the classes of any of the European leagues, do you?
No. So Brazil, Argentina, for me, they've won their league. They would.
Yeah.
I think Uruguay would win their league. I think pretty much every single team in South America would win their league.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think it's a rule of thumb. Everyone looks at internationals. Is the international team should be a cakewalk for them in their leagues, but I don't think that when you come over to Europe.
What was that? Sorry.
I was just saying, like the rule of thumb is like the theory behind everything is these international teams are the best of the best for that country. If they were to play in their own league, it should be an absolute cakewalk for them. But when it comes over to Europe, I don't think that at all.
No, Europe's a strange one because I think it's pretty much the same. I think Australia would win their league. I think America would win their league. Mexico.
What the USA win their league? What the US would win their league? I doubt they would. I doubt they would. To be fair,
I mean, I don't know. It's a tricky one, actually.
You can't get relegated from that league anyway, so it doesn't matter what happens to the US in their leagues. But I don't think they'd win it. Not a chance. They're just not good enough. If it was the US women's team, then I'd say something different.
Wow, the US women's team are different gravy. Germany wouldn't come above Bayern. Can you think of any team outside of Europe, international team, that wouldn't win their league?
Outside wouldn't win the league?
Wouldn't win their league, international.
I'd probably say Japan, you know. They're not a bad side. They cause a lot of problems when it comes to the World Cups, don't they? I mean, that's me going out on a limb there, and I'm not a massive know-it-all about the Japanese league, but the Japanese league is nothing but the Japanese squad, when they come along, they cause upsets. I think they would win their league.
You think they would?
I think they would, because they do cause upsets. Like, they've been, what? Have they been in the last, I think they've been in the last 3 or 4 World Cups, and they seem to do all right. But that's me, like I said, that's me going out on a whim there.
So, breaking news, England have just scored a try. Congratulations, England. Sorry, I'm a bit distracted at the moment. Western Samoa would not win their league. Well, we don't know. I'm not overly familiar
in that village football.
Western. Is that village football?
It's village football.
So, you know what? I don't genuinely know about that one. So, let's start off with the first team we're going to go for. We're not going to do all the international teams, by the way. We're only going to do a couple. The first one we got is, let me have a look. It is, not that you can see, the Spanish team. Now, the Spanish team are not the same Spanish team that they were. So, this was their lineup. It's hard to pick lineups during the international friendlies because obviously they're not the strongest team. So, for a game which I thought would be hard for Spain. That's the Spanish team. Okay. And obviously, we're going to be comparing them to Real Madrid because Real Madrid won La Liga last year. I mean, what do you reckon to that team, first of all? And where do you think they would finish?
Spain's a tricky one. Probably one of the trickiest ones in Europe because they've got class. Hands down, they've got class there in the players that they've got. I mean, De Gea is still a quality keeper. Obviously, he's not playing in the Spanish league. He plays in Premiership. It's tough. Obviously, so we're going on last season, are we? So
yeah, we're basing this on the champions of last year.
I'll put them in the top 4 of La Liga, the Spanish squad. I don't think they've got enough there to take out Real Madrid. Because like you're saying, these guys are playing against each other as well. So whoever's in the Spanish squad plays for Real Madrid is playing the same. They're playing against each other.
Yeah, we have said, by the way, that the players will be multiplied. So obviously there is going to be 2 Sergio Ramoses. Ramos will play for both sides in the Spain versus Madrid.
Saying Ramos, he's a core of both of the teams that he plays for. I think people generally fear him as well. Because
Ramos.
Oh, mate, he is nasty. He is nasty, but that's what makes him a great player as well. He has got that nasty streak in him, and that's what you want. And that's why he is in the position that he is, because he's nasty. He doesn't really care about what the media say about him. He just carries on with his football. And it's that nasty element that I think he gets people worried. It gets teams worried. It's like, it's Ramos. So, no, I'll say they'll finish within the top 4. I'd say third. I just don't think Spain could finish top in their league with that. So with the squad that they've got.
I'm going to show you the Real Madrid squad. So this is a Real Madrid squad. This is obviously this is the best squad I could find because obviously injuries, etc.
Courtois,
do you think that? I mean, do you think that Real Madrid team is better than the Spanish squad?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let us know in the comments. Someone said proven. About 4th. That was Reese. Reese said about 4th.
And I agree with that. I say it was in the top 4.
If you'd asked me this question 5-10 years ago, I'd probably say Spain would have won the league.
Oh, yeah, because they had a young, maturing squad at the time, and they got Spain are going through a transition at the minute, aren't they? They're not. They're all starting to fade off bit by bit. They've not got a complete squad, if that makes sense. They haven't got the next few tournaments sort of squad.
Yeah. I mean, it's a difficult one. I think what Reese said about being 4th, to be honest, I think Reese is pretty bang on.
Yeah. That's what I mean. I just don't think.
I think 4th for Spain. So big shout out there, Reese. We're not going to come to the big one next because, as you know, on the Gaffas Gaff, Gaff has got a thing where he brings a Pokemon every show, and today's Pokemon is Blastoise. There we go. That's the Gaffas Pokemon of the day. Gaffas Gaff, he does what he wants. So the next team, are you agreeing on 4th, by the way?
Yeah, I said top 4, didn't I? I said probably about 3rd, but yeah, top 4 definitely. I don't think they would win it.
Okay, so the next one we're going to go over to is this one, Germany. Now, that is a good German squad, and I think somebody mentioned it in the comments earlier. It was Reese again. Reese is on fire today. Hello, Reese. Thanks for watching. Germany wouldn't come above Bayern. What's your thoughts on that, looking at that squad?
I mean, that's a big comment, isn't it, really? I mean, that German squad just seems to be pulling players out all the time. Like, it's like what you just said with the Spanish squad. You said it about 5-10 years ago. Then Germany would wipe the floor with the Bundesliga. But I definitely think with this squad that they've got as well, that they probably could be title contenders, personally. I mean,
there's a lot of players in common there, ain't there? I mean, you've got Sané, Gnabry, Neuer. Obviously, they would be replicated. First of all, and people in the comments, is that team better than Borussia Dortmund's? I've not got Dortmund's team. I have got Bayern Munich's team. This is Bayern Munich's team.
And Munich are just got rid of, like, they've literally, the thing I love about Bayern Munich is obviously they've just got rid of some players, haven't they, that are retiring and that.
Yeah.
Yet they've got the next wave of players just behind them straight away. And that Bayern Munich side for years and years now have just been unreal. And I think it would be, if you're putting it like that, nothing against Dortmund. I don't think Dortmund is as good as they were when they were under Klopp. I really don't. They're still a good side, don't get me wrong.
Do you think the German 11 is better than the Dortmund 11?
Yes, I do. And then when it comes to Bayern Munich, I think it's a close call. Really close call.
I mean, Gnabry obviously plays for both. Werner or Lewandowski. Me personally, I'd say Lewandowski. Yeah. I know Chelsea fans ain't going to be happy with that, but to me, Lewandowski is twice as good as Werner.
He's a different kettle of fish altogether. He's a different kettle of fish to get altogether. You don't get those stats. You don't get the stats that Lewandowski's got just by being unknown, do you? And he had to,
it's a weird one, the German one.
He's gone underneath the radar as well, Lewandowski. He's just there.
It's a weird one. It's a hard one to call, this one, for the simple reason is the Germany and Bayern Munich squad isn't actually that different.
I would say, and I'm not going to say they'll be in the top two because that's really easy to say. I say it will be an out-and-out battle between Bayern and the German national squad for who's going to win that league, personally. And I don't think there'll be much in it.
No. Sorry, I seem to be losing voice. So, go on. I need an answer. You reckon Munich would win the league over Germany?
Just.
Yeah, I agree with you. So we've gone for Spain would finish 4th in La Liga. And we've decided that Germany would finish 2nd in the Bundesliga. People are watching. Let us know in the comments. Your next team is as follows. France. Now,
mate, don't.
They would walk the league.
Yeah, sorry. They've got enough. Even you take that squad and put the second best squad they've got, they'll still walk the league. It's
an interesting.
You had that graphic, didn't you? It's like, how was it? 4 players per position. And you're
right,
like,
guys, this is the French strength in depth for you. That is your French strength in depth.
If those guys went in a tournament together, so you've got the red.
Well, they did. They won the World Cup.
No. I meant if these 4. So these are your 4 possible 11s, right? So if the Reds played, and then the yellows played, and the red and the green and the whites played, mate, I wouldn't even want to pick a win. All we know is France would win it, but what a squad there would have won it? It's ridiculous how much strength they've got.
I mean, let me see if I can find PSG. So here's PSG. This is the game they lost to Bayern Munich. I mean, it's not a bad team by any stretch of the imagination. You don't reach the Champions League final if you're a tin pot side. But, I mean, the up front is... I mean, would you sooner have Mbappe, Neymar and Di Maria, or would you sooner have Mbappe, Griezmann and Martial? Personally, I would have PSG's. But
you'd have PSG. Obviously,
I think that, other than that, I mean, let's just go into the French league, right? So, I think the people in the red, so there's your starting 11, people in red, would they win the French league? Yes, they would. Would the people in yellow win the French league?
Yes, I've got to go yes.
Okay, the team in green, the people in green, would they win the French league?
They'll give it a good go.
I
I'd
think
say,
they'll
but
struggle.
I think they'll stay in top four.
So yeah, there we go. That's the French strength and depth, and quite frankly, it is.
But how scary? How scary is that? How scary is that? That squad's got age and youth there, so these should be dominating for at least the next decade. At least
100%. I think the only international team that can rival that French is possibly Germany. I think Germany's got a lot of strength and depth.
This is the thing with Germany, isn't it? You know, they've got a next wave of players coming in that are young.
Yeah.
And hungry.
Oh, yeah, they're very young and hungry. And let's be honest, Germany could have the worst team and still find a way quite far through a tournament. I mean, I remember years ago.
They have no quitting them.
They always
no quitting them.
And that's fair play to Germany. Germany, as weird as it is, Germany don't know how to have a bad tournament very often. They have the occasional one, but Germany, they're always around. You know what I mean?
But this is the thing that Germany do. So they've obviously got an under-21 squad. So that's your next starting 11. And they seem to bring them all through at the same time. It's like the old guard go, and then the new ones come in, and then for the next decade, that squad's going to be young and hungry and maturing every single year. And it's just ridiculous.
There's a comment here. I'm just going to put up. Someone says the green team would win the French league. That's an interesting.
I said they'd be in a shot. I said they'd be within a shout. I said to put them in top four. But you got PSG, ain't you? So you're talking PSG from last year when they had Cavani and Silva.
No. So the thing I've got here, let me just see if I can find it. This is PSG versus Bayern Munich in the Champions League this season.
Oh, this season.
So obviously the only one is obviously Thiago Silva's still in there. So you've got to dismark him because he's obviously at Chelsea. But other than that, I think they're pretty much all still there.
PSG are one of them teams that's always spend big and pay big wages. Do you know those teams that like buy 11, but they'll buy 5 or 4 players and it works? Whereas we've seen it in the Premier League where teams buy 5 or 4 players and it don't work at all. But PSG seem to have something there where they can buy these players on high wages and get them to play.
So I think we're both in the decision that the French would win the French league. That's how good they are.
I wouldn't say they'd walk it, they'd win it. But I wouldn't say they'd walk it.
I think, to be honest, with strength and depth, they could have 18 injuries and still win the league.
Yeah, it'd be all big time.
I mean, let's just have a quick look. Right, so there's 5 players per position, 5 times 11. That's 55. They could have 30 players injured and still do damage in that league. 30 players injured.
It's a constant revolving. It's a constant revolving door for them. Yeah.
So yeah, the French league the French team is scary, and I've said, international wise, they are the best international team for me.
Yeah.
Someone's put here if they put Aurora in midfield with Ndombele instead of Guendouzi, they would win it. I mean, Guendouzi for me is I don't understand what he does. I don't get what he does.
I think he's overrated.
So that's that comment was by Keith Griffin. So thanks for watching, Keith. It's interesting.
I don't think he works in the Arsenal. I don't think he worked in the Arsenal squad, and I think that's probably why he's put him so. That's put him down a lot of pegs, and that's why I'll say he's overrated. But we'll see what he can do this season. So obviously he's left now, hasn't he? So
yeah. So the next one we're going to go to, we're going to leave. I've got 2 more. We're going to leave the big one till last, and the next one is Italia. So this is the Italy team, a little bit like the Spanish team. They've had better teams in the past. No disrespect to Italy, but this isn't their greatest side they've ever had.
No.
They are going in somewhat of a transitional stage, Italy, and they're going to be up against this team, Juventus.
They're not winning it. Sorry, the hands down, they're not winning
Italy are not winning that league. No, I totally agree. People in the comments, let us know where you think Italy would finish in Serie A.
I put them in top 6, and when I say top 6, I'm talking 6th and 5th. I just think there's better teams.
I mean, the goalkeeper's good. The back line is aging. The midfield, I mean, Verratti's a good player, as we know. Jorginho is decent. I don't know much about Barella. I'm gotta be honest. I don't know much about that. Chissà. Obviously, I think. Oh, he's that guy who plays for Napoli. He would be in there. Reece Peckham says about 5th or 6th.
Yeah,
let's just go. Let's just go through the teams who we think will finish above. So Juventus, obviously. Yeah. Napoli's got to be in there.
AC,
possibly Roma. AC Milan ain't the team as what they were, though, are they? I don't know.
I still think they're better than what Italy national team are putting out.
I think they would finish probably 4th Champions League position.
What, the Italy national squad?
Yeah, I think they'll finish by 4th, to be honest.
It's that their squad's aging. Their squad is definitely aging, and there doesn't seem to be anything coming through, really.
No, I don't know. I mean, if anyone has got knowledge of how Italy under 21s are or the under 18s are, let us know. They're not a team I really take that much notice to.
No, but they just sit there like silent assassins, because when they do play and you're like, oh yeah, we should beat them, they play good football and they win games. You look at that 2012 squad, they were unreal. I mean, like I say, if you're going back 10 years, it's quite easy to keep saying this, but if you're going back 10 years, they've bought this league now.
Yeah, I totally agree. What we're going to be doing after this, by the way, is we're going to go through the world rankings for football. And it'll be interesting. I'm going to quiz you quickly on how many you can get. So the final one, and I think this is going to cause debate with everyone that's watching and myself and you. And I'm going to give credit here. I put out earlier on the group for someone to give me the best England team, the team I think was the best. A couple of comments. But the one I thought was the best, by looking at it, was this one. This was by James Gardner. I like that team. I like the look of that team. The only thing I would say is obviously Sterling's missing. I'd probably have Sterling over Rashford.
I can't see that graphic, so you're going to have to...
Okay, so we've got Pope in goal, then a back 3 of Mings, Cody and Gomez, Alexander-Arnold and Saka, presumably wing-backs, Henderson and Grealish in the midfield with Sancho, Kane and Rashford.
Oh, wow, that forward 3 is ridiculous.
I like that 3. Obviously, there's debate whether Sterling gets in there. Does Sterling get in over Rashford? Does he get in over Sancho? I mean, presumably he does play on Rashford's side, so it would be between Sterling and Rashford. That's a debate for another day. So, where would that team come in the Premier League?
I don't think they'll win it.
Well, this is what they're going to compete against. I can't remember off the top of my head who won the Premier League last year, actually.
Began with an L.
Oh, it was. And I think these
ended with
living legends played for them. Look at those two good-looking guys.
Right, so go back to our England squad. So how many Liverpool players you got in there? How many Liverpool players are there? You got Henderson?
2.
Bloody hell.
Henderson, no, 3. Sorry, we've got Gomez, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Henderson. Obviously, just to repeat, guys, players can be repeated. So Alexander-Arnold would be against Alexander-Arnold. We can only pick who's in the team. So if there's players that play for both teams, then we're just going to have to use our imagination.
I freaking hate about what I'm about to say.
Go on.
I really do. Liverpool's beat that team. I'm sorry, they would. I'm going to have to have another
start Grealish in centre. mid with Hendo.
But this was the members' opinion. This is the best.
Yeah, no. So I didn't make this, by the way. I just got loads and loads of teams. Members of the group sent me teams. James Gardner's one, which was the one that intrigued me the most. I thought I quite liked it. Obviously, there's a debate whether Sterling gets in there, and I rightly so. Sterling's a great player. I mean, he's an arsehole, but he's a great player.
He is, but I don't think it's that Rashford thing, in it.
Our resident rugby man, Reese, with an update. Over to Reese with the rugby. And this is the team that is champions of England. Alisson Becker, Trent, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robertson, Wijnaldum, Henderson, Keita, Salah, Firmino, and Mane. You got to remember, obviously, you've got to add Thiago in there now. So, would England win the league? Would England beat that team? Someone goes, England beat Liverpool, beat England all day.
Yeah, whoever that was, I do actually, and it pains me to say it, but that Liverpool side of last year, regardless of any, right, so I'll put my neutral out on now, regardless of what any other fans said about what decisions went Liverpool's way, whatever, if you look at the table of decisions that went Liverpool's way, it's a lot less than most people.
That was Keith Griffin, that. Thanks, Keith.
That squad of Liverpool's last year, I'm sorry, was phenomenal. You do not win 4 medals outside your domestic league, well, 3 other medals outside your domestic league by being crap.
Liverpool deserved to win the league last year. Reese Peckham's done a comment. Liverpool, Leicester, Man City, England top 4, not necessarily in that order.
I can't really argue with that one, to be fair. That's a good one.
England v Chelsea? What do you reckon for that?
What, Chelsea last season? England.
Well, it'd be Chelsea at the start of this season. So we're basing it on the start of this season.
England still beat them because they weren't consistent enough at the start.
Okay, interesting. England v Leicester. I mean, I think England would beat Leicester for the pure fact, and Leicester.
I don't think it'd be a walkover. I don't think it'll be a walkover.
No, it won't be a walkover. But the point is, there's so many English Leicester players, and yet the only one that really gets in is Maddison. Obviously, Vardy, I think, would be in a shout if he still played, but he doesn't. So, Reece again. England beat Chelsea, United, Everton, Spurs. I think they beat United. I think they beat Everton. Spurs.
Let's make it easier. Let's make it easier. What team would England not beat? Liverpool is one.
I don't think they beat Man City.
Over 2 games, Liverpool win both games, I think.
Yeah.
Man City, I think England win one of the 2. Not saying Man City will win the other. I think that would be quite a close contest like it would be with Leicester. Everton...
I mean, let's bring this England team up. Bear in mind, guys, this isn't the official England team. This is because I didn't want to be biased and I didn't want to do my own English team. I asked the members to do the English team, and obviously James Gardner came up with this, which is the one I liked.
What's actually been changed? What's actually been changed out of normal England?
Well, I tried looking.
Pope for Pickford, obviously.
Yeah.
Rashford over Sterling, normally.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that much different, is it, really? You're only talking about a couple of players that get swapped out.
Yeah, Keith Griffin's on fire in this video. England front 3 would tear Leicester up. To be honest,
that front 3 is scary. I think it's one of them. It's like over the course of 2 games, I think it would be a draw and a win to England.
Here's a question for you. I mean, we talk about England's front 3, and England's got a very good front 3. You could arguably call it a front 4. Because you've got to put Sterling in there. People are going to think I'm weird because I'm normally slating Sterling, but today, I've got to be realistic. Is that front 3 there? And whatever front 3 you want, so you don't have to have Rashford or Sancho, you can put Sterling in there. Is that front 3 better than Liverpool's front 3?
Bloody hell.
I mean,
I think that's the best 3. I think that's the best front 3 England have got. Yes, you can swap Sterling. Yeah. No, sorry. Sterling. I like Sterling. Don't get me wrong. I do. But I just think Rashford personally for me is better with the ball.
I mean, I look at the front 3s. Okay, let's just compare. Rashford or Mane? For me, Mane. Salah over Sancho. but not for long. I think Sancho would be as good, if not even better, if he carries on. And
Sancho needs to come in. Yeah, Sancho to get, like you were saying there, Sancho needs to come into this league, into the Premier League, for really people to take more notice of him. Because no one's really that interested. Who supports the Premier League? No one's really that interested in the Bundesliga. We're only interested in it because Sancho's there. I mean, how many times did you look at the Bundesliga to see how Owen Hargreaves was doing? Never.
No, I mean, one thing I will say, right, is, okay, so I'm just going back to Liverpool. This is Liverpool starting lineup, and I'm going to make a point here about England's strength and depth. Alisson starts every game if fit. Trent starts every game if fit. Gomez, 50-50. Van Dijk obviously starts. Robertson obviously starts. Wijnaldum, 70% of the time starts. Henderson, if he's fit, he starts. Naby Keita, he's 50-50. And then the front three, arguably Firmino, now Jota's coming in, might make way. So out of that team, you've only got 1, 2, 3. You got 4 players that are not going to start, may not start. The others are certain starters. Now you look at this England team, and Kane for me starts every game. Rashford and Sancho don't start every game because of the Sterling situation. Saka will not start every game. Henderson will not start every game. Grealish will not start every game. Alexander-Arnold, I think, depends on the game.
He's starting to get there. There was a mainstay.
Does Gomez start every game for England? Nope.
No.
Cody? Nope.
But
Mings? Nope. And Pope? No. So the only player in that England squad that is pretty much guaranteed a starting position is Harry Kane.
Yeah, but you've gone through some players there, like Conor Cody, right? He's starting to become a mainstay.
I think it wouldn't surprise me if Cody ended up at Liverpool in January. Would not surprise me.
But this is the thing. You were saying about the front three there is, so you've got Rashford and, who's the other one? Sancho, right?
Sancho.
One of them don't start, Sterling's in. The other one does start. So they're kind of a mainstay. They're in a bit of a limbo at the minute. It's who's better than Sterling. Obviously, Sterling still does his piece, but it's still trying to figure out.
All 4? Is there a way you can start all 4?
Depends if anyone can play as a attacking midfielder. Depends, doesn't it? Really, I think Sterling can, but who are you dropping out of midfield? Who are you dropping out of midfield?
You change the formation, don't you? You drop someone out of the defence. You go like a 4-3-3, but one of the 3 in midfield would play attacking midfield. Or
you could, but then
you do what Liverpool do, and then you drop Kane back as a attacking centre mid. Whether Kane can do that, I do not know.
But if you think about that, if you're going to play all 4 of them, they're all naturally goal hungry, so they could cancel each other out.
Let's just go for the team that would beat England. Liverpool, we've decided yes. Man City would beat England. And then it gets a bit tricky.
Only one game, I said. Only one game they'd beat them, I think.
I think England would beat Leicester, no disrespect to Leicester, but I'm looking at that front three, and as Keith mentioned earlier, the front three, I think they'll be too good.
But you say that, could that defence deal with somebody like Vardy sitting on their shoulder constantly? Because you don't see that in international football, do you? You don't see that in international football. If they can stop the feed, I think that midfield could stop the feed, personally.
I think the question is, would Henderson and Grealish be able to deal with Leicester's midfield? And I think, that's an interesting question. Chelsea,
I think over 2 games, England win 1 and we'd draw the other. I don't think we'd win. I don't think Leicester would win.
No,
1.
But I think it'd be based on what you said, England would win overall. So for me, I think definitely finish 3rd in the Premier League. What's your thoughts on that?
Below Man City and Liverpool? Yeah. I can't disagree with that one. I really can't disagree with that one. I think. Do you know what? That's good for. For England fans out there, it's just like we're saying that they're going to finish 3rd in the best league of the world against some quality opposition. This is like, again, members that are out there. This is just complete and utter opinion, but.
Oh yeah, it's not fact. And let's be honest, it will never happen. You're never going to see England
Trent versus
Liverpool.
Trent.
Because unless you're
Trent.
playing FIFA, that's the only way you're doing it. Right, let's just quickly go into the world rankings now. And I've had a look at the world rankings. And obviously, we're going to do top 10. Can you name me the top 10 in the world for this is international teams world rankings?
France.
Yeah, they're in there. They're not number one.
France, Germany.
Germany are in there, but they're not number one.
So England are in the top 10.
They are, but they're not number one. They're England are
Portugal's, 7. Yeah, right. Portugal. Right. So what have I said? Germany, Spain, France. England.
Yeah.
Portugal.
Yes, they're 6th.
Holland or Netherlands.
They're 9th.
Belgium have got to be number 1.
No, Belgium are 3rd. You're doing really well, to be fair. There's only
Italy.
one. Yeah, they're 8th. You've only got 2 teams that you've not said. One's 10th and one's 1st.
No, it's not going to be in the fucking UK, is it? So, sorry.
Whoa, strike 1.
Strike 1. It's not in the UK.
Reece Peckham has got it bang on who's number 1. Don't you go looking at those comments. Oh, he's not looking.
Won anything. They've not won anything.
Oh, he's not looking.
Wait a minute. They've not won anything.
Looking. What? Oh, he looked. I saw your eyeball look then. It's Brazil is number 1. Brazil's number 1.
So wait a minute. So Europe is dominating the top 10?
No, because you've still not got number 10 yet. Belgium's
Argentina.
not number 1. Bearing in mind, the list I've got here is from they were updated in March 2020. They're based on the games before COVID-19. So if there's been an updated one, I've not got it. I apologise, but this is the latest one that I've got, which is March 2020.
That's what I was going to say. I thought Belgium were number 1. If that is
not
right.
That I've got here. I'm just
going to say, how is
Brazil
number? I was going to say, how is Brazil number 1? They've not won anything.
Unless
they've won that.
Actually, no. There's. Let's have a look. Okay, so here's an updated one, and this was actually done October 22nd. So, whoever this gentleman is, thank you. So you got Belgium number 1, France number 2.
Right.
For me, France should be above Belgium. Brazil number 3, England number 4. Don't know how. Portugal number 5, Spain number 6, Uruguay number 7, Argentina number 8, Croatia number 9, and Colombia number 10. Germany are 14th, which baffles me, and the one that really baffles me at the moment is Holland/Netherlands is number 15. Mexico are higher ranked than Holland.
Can someone just, who's watching this, how is this ranked? Is it games played and victories? So do you get 3 points for victories?
No, so what it's based on it's based on winnings and things. So it's hard to explain. It's based on a point system. So Belgium currently have 1,765 points, etc., etc.
Against their games played.
Yeah, here's an interesting one for you. Which international squad is the most valuable?
Bloody hell!
And it's the only team in here. Yeah, it's the only team here where their squad is worth over $1 billion.
It's got to be France.
It's not France. France are worth 931.95 million.
What are we worth?
We are worth 1.26 billion. How?
We're number 1.
We are number 1. I don't know. This is according to FIFA World Rankings list. I mean, how France's squad is worth less than ours, quite frankly.
When you put all them, when you put the red, yellow, green, and white all together, how is that worth more than? Wow.
I mean, so there we go, guys. Lesson for you. Yeah, but our squad size is also one of the biggest. France's squad size is 26. England's is 30.
Okay.
So there we go. Some facts for you here on the Gaffas Gaff. It's not just about debates; it's about knowledge.
Gaffer, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Go on.
Name your starting 11 to go into the Euros.
My starting 11 to go into the Euros. All right, quite
Well,
simply,
what formation? What formation are you going to play first?
I would play a 4-3-3 because I'm boring. I would have Nick Pope in goal. As centre back, judging on what I've seen this season, centre backs, I would go Connor Cody, and I would go Tyrone Mings. Left back, Andrew Robertson. I know he's Scottish, but you got to have him. No, I'm joking. Left back. Ooh,
has to be Chilwell because he's unchallenged left back personally for me.
Yeah, I'd go Chilwell left back. I would go. Sorry, Man U fans, but Trent is right back. Mm-hmm. I would go the three midfielders. Jordan Henderson has to be in there. He's a leader. He's a captain. I would put Jack Grealish in there alongside. Who do I put in with him? You know what? If you can get Dele Alli free, I'd go Dele Alli. But if you get him fit and play him, but he's not, so I can't have him in. So I would have to go someone. I'd probably go Maddison, to be honest. Henderson, Holding, Maddison, and Grealish.
What? Maddison attacking, I would
go. Yeah. And then up front, I would go for. Oof, tricky one.
What's that three at the front that was on there? Rashford, Kane, and Sancho.
I mean, for me, you know what? I think it's a hard one. I'm going to have to go for. Right. I think Sancho's got to go in because he's the only player that can play on the right. Mm-hmm. The other two play on the left. So Rashford or Sterling. I'm going to have to go. I'm going to have to go Rashford and Kane up top.
That's a strong squad, isn't it? You've got to say.
I mean, Martin, if that comment doesn't get you banned from this page, I don't know what will. Because he's got little arms. What about you? Who's your England starting 11?
Pope, definitely. Left back is obviously Chilwell because I don't think we've got any left backs to challenge for that position at the minute.
I mean, Reish, you've done a lot of good comments on this page, but quite frankly, no.
To be fair, I can't argue with your start. I can't argue with the side that you put on. I'm glad you put Maddison in because I thought you were going to go somewhere else with that, and I would have been like, "No, mate, you've got to put Maddison in there." But the problem with Maddison and Grealish is they are very, and this is coming from me, they are very selfish.
I swear to God, if you compare them to Gerrard and Lampard, I will reach through this phone and
No. The problem with them is I don't think they can play together.
Completely different class.
I don't think Maddison and Grealish can play together because they're very ball hungry.
Yeah,
and you've just got like for like playing with each other, and you're just not. Do you know when it's? Do you know what I mean?
I think for me, you'd have Grealish more running at defenses and Maddison as the passer. You know, you've almost got, and I'm not comparing players, but I'm just comparing styles of play I'd want them to play in. I think you're going to want like someone like Maddison playing almost like an Iniesta role, where he's spreading the ball left, right, and centre, moving it forward. And then you'd have Grealish as like a Coutinho player, someone who's going to run at them.
Yeah,
and I think that's how
Maddison's more of he's a bit of a flair player. He's all about switching the ball in between his legs and stuff like that. He's all about the turn and everything. Where I mean, this is the thing with Grealish is the way that been playing for England. He's absolutely fantastic, but the way that he plays for Villa is a completely different player. And he gets slated for the way that he plays for Villa because, he does look at the ground. But when he plays for England, stays on his feet and he runs at people. And that's what you want to see in the Premier League from him. Yeah.
Totally agree. It's a tricky one because we have got a strength in depth. Reese has just said Mason Mann. I'm a fan of Mason Mann. I think he's good. Yeah, I think some people from outside of Chelsea think he's a bit of a donkey. I mean, I've seen things on Twitter about Gareth Southgate always picks Mason Mann. There's a good reason for that. Mason Mann's a good player. Is he the best midfielder? No. But he's young, he's hungry, and he's proven he can play in decent games. So you don't need to be a great player to get into an international squad. You need to be a good player within the team. Rashford is ... Star. Not going to say it before 9 o'clock. Gaffer, don't do swearing. He's
he
not.
is.
Rashford's a good player. And to be honest, I think if Rashford weren't at Man U, then Man U would be a bottom half table.
Do you know what side I think
Bottom half
Rashford
table
could
team.
fit in really nicely? I think he could fit in at Tottenham. I think he could suit their style of play. I think Rashford would excel at Tottenham.
I'll tell you where Rashford would excel.
You got to say
Sorry,
Liverpool.
Man U fans, you're going to kill. No, I don't want Liverpool. I think he'd be great at Arsenal.
Oh, Arsenal, yeah.
I think he's an Arsenal style player. And don't get me wrong, I think Rashford's a brilliant player. And I think if Man U do start packing getting their stuff together, Rashford's going to be pivotal in that.
I just don't see Rashford leaving Man United. He's a homegrown boy, isn't he? And he's got a lot of investment in that club. But it's how far do Man U have to fall down before players think like Rashford go? There's only so far my loyalty can stretch.
Man City, he would do well. Yes, good comment, Reece. I mean, with Rashford, he's gonna start coming to that age where he is gonna start having to make their decisions. The question is are Man U going to do what they always do and offer him 500 grand a week to stay? And then Rashford's got to ask him a question: does he value trophies or does he value the money? Now we've seen players
it's a lot to ask,
and they value the money, and I think that's the problem with Man U at the moment. I mean, Luke Shaw is on more money than Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andrew Robertson. De Gea is on more than Alisson. You know what I mean?
And that's why Man U are struggling at the minute.
I mean, I think Falcao is on more than Salah. I mean, what's going on? And I think Man U need to get players that want to play for the club, not for the money, but because they genuinely want to play for the club.
I generally think Rashford wants to play for the club. I mean, he's a lifelong supporter of him and he wants to play for him. But I don't, with the way that Man U are going, if he was to take his professional football boots off and look at it as a fan, he can't be happy. He can't be happy, but he can't be the voice. He can't be the voice at the same time.
I think I'm going to be nice about Man U for once. I think if Man United got relegated, and they won't, let's be honest, they won't get relegated. But if they did, I genuinely think Rashford would stay.
Let's go.
I do. I think Rashford would stay. I think he's loyal, and I think he is what Man United need 11 more Marcus Rashfords.
Yeah, but
I mean, the defence would be shocking. But
yeah, but how loyal can you be? How loyal can you be?
Gerrard was loyal. You know, Tim Cahill for Everton. Tim Cahill could have gone to a bigger club, and he's not even an Evertonian.
But you're never in the Man United position, were you? Let's face it.
Well, yeah, some seasons were.
I think you've not failed. How many times have you failed to finish out the top six since Premier League started?
Quite a few, believe it or not.
Three or four times, isn't it?
There's a fair few times.
In the Gerrard era?
Oh, in the Gerrard era.
Not a lot. So his loyalty wasn't really questioned, shall we say. It was questioned because big bids were coming in, but it wasn't questioned on loyalty because my club's struggling, shall we say.
Yeah, I think some players look at the club struggling and that drives them on even more.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at Del Piero for Juventus. He could have gone to Real Madrid if he wanted to. Barcelona, Manchester United back in the day. But Juventus got relegated and Del Piero sticked around. He stayed around, you know what I mean? When he could have realistically gone to any club in the world at that time, because at the time Del Piero was one of the best strikers in the world. You know, other than possibly CR9, Ronaldo, not CR9, sorry, number 9 Ronaldo with the dodgy haircut.
Yeah,
Del Piero was up there. He was arguably one of the 3 world's best players up front.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to finish it up here. So thank you, Andy, for joining us on the Gaffas Gaff. It's been a very interesting one. Thank you, everyone that's commented. I'm just going to go through them. Thank you, Reece. Thank you, Martin. Thank you, Keith. And all the others I can't see because it's Facebook thing. So thanks, and I will see you not the Tuesday coming, but the Tuesday after. Those who, by the way, didn't see Andy's show the other night, make sure you go back and watch it. And if you want to watch Party, go for it, as long as I know what the show's on. So from Andy and the Gaffer, Have a good afternoon and take care.
Time to take your seat. Time to take your seat.